Your teen used to tell you everything. Now you get short answers. Fine, nothing, I'm tired. The door closes faster. The conversations end sooner. The silence lasts longer. And little by little, your teen stops talking to you. Not all at once. Not because of one huge fight. Usually, it happens through smaller moments that repeat. A tone, a reaction, a habit, a pattern. And over time, those patterns can make your teen feel judged, controlled, unheard, or unsafe to open up. In this video, we're talking about 8 parenting mistakes many good parents make without even realizing it. Mistakes that slowly push teens away. And more importantly, what to do instead if you want your teen to trust you, talk to you, and stay close to you. Now, this does not mean parents should stop correcting, stop setting rules, or let teens do whatever they want. That's not the message. Teens still need boundaries. They still need guidance. They still need parents who lead. But there is a big difference between leading your teen and slowly pushing them away. And that is what this video is really about. A lot of parents care deeply about respect. And that makes sense. They want their teen to speak politely. They want honesty. They want self-control. They want their teen to know how to talk to people the right way. But this is where many parents miss something important. Respect is not just something teens are told to give. It is also something they need to feel. And many teens stop talking, not because they hate rules, but because they hate feeling talked down to. This can happen in ways parents do not always notice. A harsh tone, a sarcastic comment, rolling your eyes, cutting them off, correcting them in a way that feels humiliating, talking at them when they are already upset. A parent may think, I'm the adult. I'm teaching respect. They need to learn how to talk better. But your teen may hear something very different. You don't respect me either. You don't really want to hear me. You care more about my tone than what I'm trying to say. You make me feel small. And when your teen starts feeling small in conversations with you, they usually do not feel closer. They pull back, they give shorter answers, they stop saying what they really think, they shut down, or they come back with even more attitude. Because once respect feels one-sided, the relationship starts turning into a power fight instead of a real connection. Now, this does not mean teens should be allowed to be rude. Parents still need to correct disrespect, parents still need boundaries, parents still need to lead, but being firm is not the same as being cutting. Firm says, I'm not okay with that tone. Cutting says, listen to yourself. No wonder nobody wants to deal with you. Firm says, we're going to talk about this, but not like this. Cutting says, you always act like a child. Grow up. One corrects the behavior, the other tears the person down. And when your teen feels torn down often enough, honesty usually starts disappearing too. A better approach is to slow your tone down and keep your message clear. That can sound like this. I want to hear what you're saying, but not if we're attacking each other. I'm still listening even if I don't agree. You can be upset, but we still need to talk with respect. I'm correcting the behavior, I'm not tearing you down. Let's try this again without hurting each other. That kind of language still sets a boundary, but it also shows your teen something powerful. Respect goes both ways. And when teens feel respected, they are much more likely to stay calm, stay honest, and keep talking to you. A lot of parents react fast when their teen gets emotional. They want to calm things down, they want to fix the problem, they want the drama to stop before it gets worse. So they say things like, you're overreacting. It's not that serious. You need to calm down. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? You're too sensitive. Most parents do not say these things to be cruel. They say them because they want peace. They want their teen to think clearly. They want the house to settle down. But to your teen, those words usually do not feel calming. They feel dismissive. Instead of feeling helped, your teen may feel this, you don't get me. You're not even trying to understand why I'm upset. My feelings are a problem to you. So why would I tell you what's really going on? And once your teen starts feeling that way, they stop opening up as much. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they do not feel safe saying it. You can see this in a very normal moment. Your teen comes home upset, drops their bag, and says, "I'm done, I hate school." And right away, the parent says, "Stop being dramatic. You're fine. Everybody has stress. You still need to do your homework." The parent is focused on the next step, but your teen is still stuck in the feeling. And when that happens, the conversation usually goes nowhere. Not because your teen had no point, but because they felt shut down before they felt understood. This is where many parents get stuck. They think, "I'm not agreeing with the emotion, so why do I have to validate it?" But understanding a feeling is not the same as approving every behavior. You can still hold a boundary, you can still say no, you can still correct disrespect, but if you skip understanding and jump straight to fixing, teaching, or shutting it down, your teen often stops hearing the message. All they hear is, "My feelings don't matter here." And when that happens enough times, teens usually do one of two things. They blow up even more, or they shut down completely. A better first step is simple: slow down. Before you correct the behavior, try to understand the feeling. That can sound like this: "That really upset you. I can see you're frustrated. You seem hurt. Talk to me, what happened? I may not see it the same way, but I want to understand." Those words do not make a parent weak. They make a teen feel heard. And a teen who feels heard is much more likely to calm down, trust you, and keep talking to you. A lot of parents think more talking will fix the problem, so they explain, they repeat, they remind. They give long talks about attitude, choices, respect, school, friends, and responsibility. And to them, that feels reasonable. They think, if I say it clearly enough, my teen will get it. If I explain it one more time, maybe it will finally sink in. If I keep talking, maybe they'll understand why I'm upset. But for many teens, too much talking does not feel helpful. It feels exhausting. It feels like there is no room for them in the conversation. And after a while, they stop seeing it as a talk. They see it as a speech. That is when they start checking out. They nod, but they are gone. They say, "Okay," but they are not really with you. They get quiet, not because the problem is solved, but because they have learned there is no real point in saying what they think. This happens a lot when every conversation turns into a lesson, a warning, a correction, or a long explanation they never asked for. And the more this happens, the more your teen starts to believe, "You're not listening. You're just waiting to talk. You don't want to understand me. You want to control the outcome. If I say what I really think, this will just turn into a bigger lecture." So they share less. They stop bringing things to you early. They stop telling you small things. And before you realize it, they're only talking when they have to. Now, this does not mean parents should say nothing. Teens still need guidance. They still need truth. They still need real conversations. But if you do most of the talking, your teen will usually do less and less of the opening up. A better approach is simple: talk less, ask more, pause more. Instead of jumping into a long speech, try things like, "What do you think happened there? Help me understand what was going on. What do you think would have been a better choice? Do you want advice right now, or do you want me to just listen first? What's the part I'm not seeing?" That kind of language changes the whole feel of the conversation. Now your teen does not feel talked at, they feel invited in. And when teens feel invited instead of managed, they are much more likely to stay open, stay honest, and keep talking to you. And this is where many parents miss what's really happening. The problem is not always the argument itself. The bigger problem is what your teen starts feeling during the argument. Not respected, not understood, not safe, to be honest. And when that keeps happening, the damage goes deeper than one bad conversation. A lot of parents think they are just helping. They point things out, they remind, they correct, they push their teen to do better. And in their mind, that makes sense. They are trying to teach, they are trying to prepare their teen for real life. They are trying to stop bad habits before they get worse. But here is the problem. When your teen hears correction all the time, it stops feeling like help. It starts feeling like nothing they do is ever good enough. At first, it sounds small. Fix your tone. You forgot again. Why can't you be more responsible? You always do this. That's not how you do it. One comment may not seem like a big deal, but when those comments happen over and over, your teen can start to feel like every conversation turns into a list of what is wrong with them. And once that happens, many teens stop opening up. Not because they do not care, not because they are lazy, but because talking starts to feel unsafe. They begin to think, if I say something, I'll get judged. If I try, it still won't be enough. If I open up, I'll just hear what I did wrong. And after enough of that, many teens start protecting themselves the only way they know how. They say less, they explain less, they hide more, they stop bringing things to you early. Because in their mind, talking does not lead to connection anymore. It leads to correction. Now, that does not mean parents should never correct their teen. Teens still need guidance. They still need limits. They still need accountability. But there is a big difference between guidance and constant criticism. Guidance says, I want to help you grow. Criticism feels like there is always something wrong with you. That difference matters because guidance helps a teen grow. Criticism often makes a teen shut down. A lot of parents miss this because they are focused on the content of what they are saying. They think, but I'm right. And maybe they are. Maybe the room is a mess. Maybe the homework was forgotten. Maybe the attitude was disrespectful. But being right is not the same as being effective. If your teen feels judged every time you speak, they will stop hearing the lesson. They will only feel the shame. That is why one of the best things a parent can do is stop correcting every small thing. Not every moment needs a lesson. Not every mistake needs a speech. Not every problem needs to be pointed out right away. Sometimes your teen needs to feel seen before they are ready to be corrected. Sometimes they need one calm sentence instead of 5 sharp ones. A better approach can sound like this. I need to talk with you about what happened, but I'm not here to tear you down. This needs to change, but that does not mean there is something wrong with you. I'm correcting the choice, not attacking you as a person. I want progress, not perfection. Let's fix the problem without turning this into shame. Those kinds of words still hold the line, but they do not crush connection. And when your teen feels corrected without feeling crushed, they are much more likely to stay open, take responsibility, and keep talking to you. Some parents do not just correct a mistake once. They keep bringing it back. The missing homework, the bad grade, the attitude from last week, the thing your teen forgot, the time they lied, the thing they already got in trouble for. In a parent's mind, this can feel useful. They think, I'm making sure they remember. I don't want this to happen again. I'm trying to teach a lesson. But when the same mistake keeps getting brought up, it stops feeling like guidance. It starts feeling like shame. Your teen starts to feel like they are not being seen for who they are right now. They feel stuck inside the worst thing they did. And after a while, that can sound like this in their head. You never let me move on. You always see me as the kid who messed up. No matter what I do now, you still bring up the same old thing. So what's the point of trying? That last part matters a lot. Because when your teen starts feeling like they cannot outgrow their old mistakes, they often stop trying to explain themselves. They stop trying to be honest. They stop bringing things to you early. They stop showing you the truth while the problem is still small. Why? Because in their mind, one mistake does not stay. One mistake. It becomes their identity in the relationship. And once that happens, talking to you starts to feel risky. Every conversation can feel like it might turn into a reminder, a replay, a speech, or a shame spiral. Now, of course, teens do need accountability. Parents should not ignore lying. Parents should not ignore disrespect. Parents should not pretend serious mistakes do not matter. But accountability and repeated shame are not the same thing. Accountability says, you made a bad choice, and we need to deal with it. Shame feels like, this is who you are now, and I'm not letting you forget it. That difference changes everything. A better approach is to deal with the mistake clearly. Give the consequence if needed, talk about what needs to change, and then stop turning it into a permanent label. That can sound like this. Yes, this mattered. Yes, we need to address it. But I also want to see what you do next. I'm holding you accountable, but I'm not going to keep throwing this in your face. You are bigger than this mistake. Those words make room for growth. And teens need that. Because a teen who believes they can grow is much more likely to stay honest, take responsibility, and keep talking. But a teen who feels trapped inside old mistakes often stops opening up at all. A lot of parents say they are just trying to protect their teen. And sometimes that is true. Teens still need rules, they still need limits, they still need parents who stay involved. But there is a line between protection and control. And when parents cross that line too often, teens feel it. They feel watched. They feel managed. They feel like they are not trusted. They feel like they have no space to be their own person. This can show up in small ways. Too many questions, too much checking, too much hovering, too many decisions made for them, too little room to think, choose, or speak for themselves. A parent may think, I need to know everything. I'm doing this for their own good. I'm just trying to keep them safe. But your teen may hear something very different. You don't trust me. You don't respect my space. You think I can't make good choices. You only feel okay when you're in control. And when your teen starts feeling that way, they usually do not become more open. They become more private, they tell you less, they hide more, they give shorter answers, they keep more to themselves. Not always because they are doing something wrong, but because hiding starts to feel easier than being controlled. You can see this in real life. A parent checks their teen's phone more and more, asks question after question, pushes for every detail, wants to know everything right away. The parent thinks, if I stay on top of this, I can prevent bigger problems. But your teen may think, if I tell the truth, I'll just get watched even more. So it's easier to say nothing. That is why this mistake quietly damages trust. The parent thinks, if I stay on top of everything, we'll stay close. But often the opposite happens. The more controlled your teen feels, the less safe they feel being honest. Now, this does not mean parents should back off completely. Teens are still growing. They still need structure. They still need guidance. And some situations really do require close attention. But healthy structure is not the same as constant control. Your teen is much more likely to stay open when they feel two things at the same time. I have boundaries, and I'm still respected. That difference matters. Control says, I need to manage you. Guidance says, I'm here to lead you, but I also want you to grow. A better approach sounds more like this. Let's talk about the boundary. Help me understand how you see it. I'm still the parent, but I want to hear your side. I'm giving you more responsibility, and that also means more honesty. I want to protect you without treating you like you can't think. That kind of language still gives structure, but it also gives dignity. And when your teen feels respected, they are much more likely to stay honest, stay connected, and keep talking to you. A lot of parents step in too fast. They fix things. They rescue. They solve the problem before their teen has to face it. Sometimes that comes from love. Sometimes it comes from stress. Sometimes it comes from the simple fact that stepping in feels faster than standing there and watching your teen struggle. And that makes sense. No good parent enjoys watching their child fail, feel overwhelmed, or deal with consequences. So stepping in can feel kind. It can feel protective. It can even feel like good parenting. But when parents do this too often, teens start learning the wrong lesson. Instead of learning, I can handle hard things, they start learning, someone will step in for me. And over time, that can quietly damage both confidence and connection. Because when a parent is always fixing, helping, reminding, and rescuing, it stops feeling like support. It starts feeling like pressure or control, or a sign that their parent does not really believe they can handle life on their own. That can sound like this: let me do it, you'll mess it up. I already emailed your teacher. I cleaned your room because you were taking too long. I fixed it, so it's fine now. Just give it to me, I'll take care of it. Again, most parents say these things because they care. But to your teen, the message can become, you don't trust me to figure things out. You think I can't handle responsibility. You don't really see me as capable. And when your teen starts feeling that way, a few things usually happen. Some teens become more passive. They wait to be rescued. They avoid responsibility. They do less for themselves. They stop pushing through hard things. You can see this in everyday life. A teen forgets to turn something in. The parent emails the teacher. A teen leaves their room a mess for days. The parent cleans it out of frustration. A teen keeps putting something off. The parent steps in and finishes it because it is faster. In the moment, that may feel helpful. But over time, your teen learns a dangerous lesson. If I wait long enough, someone else will carry this for me. Other teens go the other way. They get defensive, they push back harder, they hide mistakes because they do not want another parent takeover. Either way, the connection gets weaker. Because real confidence does not grow when a parent removes every hard moment. It grows when your teen faces some hard moments and learns, I got through that. I can fix this. I can handle more than I thought. Now, this does not mean parents should stop helping. It means help should not replace growth. Sometimes the better move is to pause before stepping in. Ask, do you want help or do you want to try it first? What's your plan? What do you think you should do next? How can I support you without taking over? That kind of response still gives support, but it also gives your teen something they really need: space to struggle, space to think, and space to become more capable. And when your teen feels capable, they are much more likely to take responsibility, stay honest, and keep talking to you. And this is where many parents finally start to feel it. The short answers, the closed door, the distance, the silence. Something changed. Something broke. And even when they know it, many still make one more mistake that keeps the distance in place. A lot of parents do eventually realize something is off. Their teen talks less, shares less, gets defensive faster, stays in their room more, seems distant, irritated, or closed off. And deep down, many parents know something changed. Sometimes they even know why. Maybe they have been too harsh. Maybe they have corrected too much. Maybe they have yelled too often. Maybe they have not listened enough. Maybe they have been controlling without meaning to. But even when parents see the damage, many still do not repair it. They feel bad. They feel ashamed. They replay their mistakes in their head. And instead of facing it, they avoid it. They tell themselves, I'll just do better moving forward. I don't want to make this awkward. I'm still the parent. They know I love them. It's probably not that big anymore. But here is the hard truth. Distance does not get repaired just because you feel guilty. And silence does not heal what hurt the relationship. In fact, when a parent clearly hurts the connection and never names it, your teen can start believing you don't really see what you did. You're not going to take responsibility. My hurt doesn't matter enough to talk about. So I guess I just have to deal with this on my own. That kind of silence makes the distance grow even more. Now, repair does not mean becoming weak. It does not mean giving up your role as the parent. And it does not mean pretending your teen never did anything wrong. Repair simply means this: You take responsibility for your part. A simple way to think about repair is this: own it, say it, change it. Own it means you stop defending your part. Say it means you name what happened clearly. Change it means your teen starts seeing a different pattern, not just hearing a better speech. That matters, because teens do not need perfect parents, but they do need honest parents. Parents who can say, "I handled that badly. I should have listened first. I was too hard on you. I know I have made it harder for you to talk to me. I'm sorry for that." That kind of honesty is powerful because it tells your teen, "I see the damage. I'm not pretending it didn't happen. You matter enough for me to own this, and I want to do better." That is how trust starts coming back. Not all at once, not in one perfect talk, but in a real moment of honesty, followed by real change. And that last part matters. Because repair is not just words, it is words plus change. If a parent says sorry, but keeps doing the same thing, your teen stops trusting the apology. So a better way to repair sounds like this: I want to own something. I haven't always made it easy for you to talk to me. I can see that my tone, my pressure, and some of my reactions have pushed you away. I'm sorry for that. I want to do better, and I want you to feel that change, not just hear me say it. That is a strong parent, not a weak one. A weak parent protects their pride. A strong parent protects the relationship. And for many families, this is where healing starts. Not because everything is fixed right away, but because the silence is finally broken. If you recognized yourself in some of these mistakes, that does not mean you are a bad parent. It means you are a human parent. A lot of these habits do not come from not loving your teen. They come from stress, fear, pressure, old patterns, and from wanting so badly to help that you do not realize you are pushing your teen away. That is the hard part. Many of the things that hurt connection do not look harmful in the moment. They look like correcting. They look like teaching. They look like protecting. They look like parenting. But when those moments happen again and again, your teen can slowly stop feeling safe, heard, trusted, and understood. And that is usually when they stop talking. Not all at once. Not in one big dramatic moment. But little by little, they share less, hide more, pull back, shut down. The good news is this: if distance was built little by little, trust can also be rebuilt little by little. And in many homes, that rebuilding starts with one simple shift: less shame, more safety, less control, more connection. You do not have to become a perfect parent, you just have to become a more aware one. A parent who notices when correction turns into criticism. A parent who listens before reacting. A parent who gives guidance without taking over. A parent who holds boundaries without crushing connection. A parent who can say, "I got that wrong and I want to do better." That is the kind of parent your teen can start talking to again. And for many families, that is where healing begins. If this video helped you see something more clearly, let me know in the comments. Which of these 8 parenting mistakes do you think parents make most often without realizing it? And if you want more simple, honest help in building trust, better communication, and a closer relationship with your teen, subscribe to Parenting Tips HM. I'm Emma Miller, and I'll see you in the next video.